Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about the Denver Broncos being aggressive in a search for a quarterback, and now we're going to be talking about Tennessee and the name, image, and likeness policy. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link. That link is streamelements.com/gsmcsportsnetwork./tip. This puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show. Whoo-wee. Okay, so
Ooh, Faith is on a Monday mode. She had to take a breath on that one.
so before I dive into this, I just want to say the more stuff that comes out about the name, image, and likeness policy with the NCAA, man, it's like reality TV. I'm just sitting here
It's
with my
crazy, right?
popcorn, shoveling. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Are you noticing? It's not like every other week. It's every other day.
Yeah, no, it's literally almost every day, and it's something new.
By the way, I was one of the stories I told you. I'm like, man, I kind of wanted to redo our line of shows. I mean, what we're
Mm-hmm.
going to cover today, because another story popped
Oh, is there
off.
more stuff already?
Yes, and I already we got stuff in the chamber for tomorrow, which is nuts.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. So, Tennessee has been granted temporary injunction by a federal judge as the NCAA loses ability to enforce the name, image, and likeness policy. The NCAA rules bearing in the use of name, image, and likeness compensation in recruiting received a blow in federal court on Friday as a U.S. district judge granted a temporary injunction in a lawsuit stemming from the NCAA violations investigation with Tennessee. The injunction stops the NCAA from enforcing any rules relating to third-party negotiations on name, image, and likeness compensation until a final decision is reached in the case. Attorney generals from Tennessee and Virginia sued the NCAA on January 31st on antitrust grounds amid news that the University of Tennessee was under investigation for multiple alleged Level 1 infractions. The NCAA's case against Tennessee and football centers around quarterback Nico.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, who signed a name, image, and likeness deal that's believed to be in the $8 million range. Excuse me.
It's good money if you can get it.
Yeah. The court's grant of preliminary injunction against the NCAA's illegal name, image, and likeness recruitment ban ensures the rights of student athletes will be protected from the duration of this case, but the bigger fight continues, said Tennessee Attorney General. We will litigate this case to the fullest extent necessary to ensure that the NCAA's monopoly cannot continue to harm Tennessee student athletes. The NCAA is not above the law, and the law is on our side.
Okay. Another one bites the dust.
I saw this coming, honestly. I
Of
saw this
course
coming. You can't
I agree.
pick and choose who you want to say you can do this and you can't do this. And it seems like they were picking on Tennessee and Virginia. And
This is what the NCAA does. This is why
now it's
people are
biting them
coming
in the
out
butt.
against them.
Yeah.
You know, they pick and choose who they're going after. Almost every major college football program in the country was doing this, but they decided to go after Tennessee.
Right.
Well, now you got a bloody nose. Again, you've lost another lawsuit.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be different if they were the only ones that were doing this. They kind of used Tennessee as kind of like the test balloon, and then was going to use the root, and then use that to kind of punish everyone else. And they weren't expecting other attorney generals to be like, "Oh no, we're going to jump on this too." And they keep passing down these different rules, which is just weakening the NCAA, weakening them. And what they need to do is just roll over You ever have that little dog with the big floppy ears and he just runs and he just like, oh, screw it. He just rolls over, like,
Yeah.
go ahead, just scratch my belly. It's
Yeah.
over. Well, that's the NCAA, just not as cute as that dog. You know, they keep making decisions that are really making them look bad.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get out of the name, image, and likeness business altogether.
Yeah.
And they need to stop passing ridiculous rules.
If
Like they
they
just go ahead.
if they want to like change the whole like name, image and likeness stuff, form up a new contract, and whatever contract you have right now, when that's finished, push that out if that's what you want to
Well,
do. But you
well, that's
can't.
kind of what the Ohio State and Georgia, I keep saying Ohio State, SEC and the Big Ten are kind of looking at. That's why they're working together on trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to put the college football playoff together, how to handle name, image, and likeness. Uh, Personally, the best solution for like I can give you the solution I would have college football stripped from the NCAA. The NCAA no longer regulates college football. All the college football powers come together. They create an organization. They bring in a commissioner. They have a commissioner that kind of oversees it, like a Roger Goodell,
Mm-hmm.
and they put in rules. They make it so there's a salary cap, so the schools can pay the players. Okay, the schools can pay the players a certain salary. You're playing at the school, you got a 4-year contract with the University of Georgia, and this is what you get. The whole name, image, and likeness, get rid of all of it.
Mm.
You're an employee of the University of Georgia for the next 4 years. You have an agent, and it's just like LeBron James. You have a contract with the Lakers, but you can go out and do a Nike deal, you can go Adidas deal. That's separate from college football.
Mm-hmm.
Take college football completely out of the endorsement game. This whole name, image, and likeness is silly. If you want to sell your image and likeness the same way an NFL guy or an NBA guy or a Major League Baseball guy, go ahead, but make these players employees of the school where they get a salary. You could put in a salary cap, you can put in rules and regulations to manage it. That takes care of name, image, and likeness. That takes care of the transfer portal. It takes care of everyone. Now players could have a pension, a retirement fund. They're getting paid to play, and no coach has to worry about, oh, Jimmy's gonna leave because someone offered him more money. Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Jimmy got a contract with the University of Georgia that says he's going to play there for 3 years or 4 years or 2 years. It's up to whatever they sign him to for XYZ amount of money.
That would change the portal though, right? The transfer portal.
Well, the transfer portal wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Well, everyone would be under contract. Hey, at the end, let's say you're a University of Georgia quarterback and you only sign a 2-year contract, $1 million a year for 2 years. At the end, you're a junior. At the end of that 2 years, you're a free agent. You can go to whatever school you want to go to. If you go to University of Georgia and you sign a 4-year contract, you're under contract for 4 years, but there's no transferring at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's up to the player. Hey, do I want to sign 4 years here, 2 years here, 1 year here? That would be your decision at that point. It controls the transfer portal. It eliminates name, image, and likeness. It makes it so a commissioner runs the whole thing and takes the sponsorships and all these guys out of the business of trying to control college football. It's nuts. Also, the NCAA keeps passing all these really dumb rules. Like recently, this week last week they passed a rule where there are no more photo shoots for kids who come on campus now. So let's say you're thinking about going to University of Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Before they would go there, you get a room, they get you a room that you're staying in. They take you around campus, they take pictures with you and take, all this stuff. And, they put it out there. Oh, we had this guy come on campus, and then you get you go to your dorm room that you're staying in for that weekend while you're there. And you know how like in college they kind of decorate the room with University of Georgia, and they put
Mm-hmm.
some swag out on
Yeah.
the bed, and you made some glitters and this and that. And seriously, they made a ruling on that. That's not allowed anymore. The NCAA passed a rule that you can't decorate their rooms anymore. That's illegal. You sprinkle some glitter on somebody's bed, that's an NCAA violation now.
So they just want them to stay in a
Yeah,
plain
you can't.
old
You can. Yeah,
white
you can.
cinder block dorm room.
Yeah, you can't put a brochure. You can't put a brochure on the bed, and a little Georgia bulldog stuffed animal on the pillow and some glitter on there. No, that's illegal now.
That seems
That's the kind of stuff that the NCAA
stupid.
is passing rules on that make no darn sense, and it's making them look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Pass laws that matter,
Mm-hmm.
something that's really going to have a real effect. Whether you can get a hamburger or not, a coach can't buy you a hamburger, or he can't text you because he texted you 3 times earlier. You can only spend, this many hours a week with you. You have 20 hours of time you can be with him, and then you have so many text messages. But then you're counting, they have these rules on how much you can talk to him, how much practice you can, how much time you can be with him.
Mm-hmm.
But if a kid goes out and does something wrong, the school is held responsible. But you're only allowed to be around them so many hours. But if they do anything on those off hours, that's a lack of institutional control. Many coaches have gotten fired for things the coach was not even there. But because of the way it's set up, the NCAA has just been making this is the reason why these schools and a lot of these newspapers and broadcast companies are like, just take the NCAA out of college football. And I know the NCAA does a lot of good things, but I don't think they really step back and say, is this important? What's the really important thing? It's just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like, hey, we don't want you getting a cheeseburger. We don't want you having glitter on you on the bed. You can't have any gummy bears on the table with
Mm-hmm.
the cow bear gummy bears. Nope, you can't have that. That's a violation. It makes no sense. What is going on with it just needs to be overhauled completely. This is kind of why, even though I don't like how the SEC and the Big Ten are kind of throwing their weight around, ultimately, it's kind of one of those situations where by them throwing their weight around, it just makes it a closer and closer to a situation where they're going to have to break away from the NCAA. And I think the best way to save college football is to break away from the NCAA. Faith is like, all right. She has that look like
I'm
interesting
just
because
like, I'm processing all of this because it seems like they're not learning their lesson. It's like they just keep
how
adding
many
stuff
losses
and
are they going to
adding
lose in
stuff and
court?
adding stuff. Right. You'd think after like the fourth court case that you've lost, you'd maybe stop doing things like
Yes,
that. But
maybe circle the wagons and start making like there was no reason to go after Tennessee on this one. I felt
no.
like there were literally every major Division I football program in the country, even some group of 5 schools
Mm-hmm.
are doing this. University of Tennessee, you're the one we're gonna go after. Why us?
Mm-hmm.
So then next thing you know, it's like, you know what? You come after us, we're gonna come after you. Hey, we're gonna bring in Virginia. And as this keeps going on, they keep fighting this. There are going to be other attorney generals that are going to start getting involved in this. I still believe that's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. There are repercussions to your actions.
There's consequences and repercussions.
Yes. So stop
So,
picking on everybody.
yeah, and it just makes them look so bad.
It does.
It really does. It doesn't put them in the best light, and they've been losing the PR battle for like 20 straight years. Get some the NCAA needs some feel good moments right now, or a hug or something, because they're just making the wrong decisions on the wrong battles to fight.
Yeah. It kind of is like you went through a breakup and you're being really petty, and so you're doing all this stuff to like try and make the other person mad, and they're just not succeeding.
It is just like, listen, and the Big Ten SEC is just looking over there like, you know what? Should we just leave this fool? I'm waiting on it. I truly do think, unfortunately, there is consequences, repercussions for even that, and there's going to be a number, I think, a number of schools that may get left behind, but football breaking away from the NCAA, I think it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. There's been so many things and so many dominoes that have started to fall that breaking away from the NCAA just makes more sense.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, with that, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about Fubo TV suing Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers. So stick around.